Hi guys, I want to talk to you guys today about the release of stats that the Houston Association of Realtors just gave us on January 28th, 2025. So they're summarizing Q4 of 2024, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about the number one community on this list for affordable new construction communities. So it is Hockley, Texas. And this community, this area is something that I hold near and dear to my heart because this is a place that I've called home for the last 20 years. I definitely have personally seen the growth that Hockley has gone through, and it's so incredible to see that people are discovering it now and are moving this way, realizing that we're actually not too far from everything else. I know that when I used to talk to people about where I lived and I would mention Hockley, they would act like I was talking about a whole different, place, and I'd have to always explain that we were actually just 10 minutes up the road from Cypress. And I would joke back in the day we only had one gas station, and I would say, oh, if you pass up that gas station, you pretty much missed my town. But now we just have so much growth, so much new restaurants, so much new community building out here. And I want to talk a little bit about specifically the new construction, because out here it is still very affordable to have a decent home, to have new construction. So there are so many builders, so many new communities at all types of price points. And what I intend to do is pretty much make it out to all these communities. They're all very local to me, and start recording, meeting with some of the developers and giving you guys a little bit more insight of what the community has to offer. But I want to just really quickly go off, and I wrote down a list of all the ones that I could think of just at the top of my head that are moving into this area, and the price points and some of the builders. So I wrote these down because there's so many. So first we have Jubilee, which is a more of a luxury living, which prices start off in the low 300Ks to the high 800s. And they're luxury builders such as Chesmar, Coventry, Perry Homes, Highland Homes. I believe David Weekley's also there, and there's a few others. Then we have Cypress Green, which is about 200K to 500K range, and it's one of those master plan communities as well. Actually, in fact, both of those are where they have the pools and the activity centers and all of that. So the builders that you have there are Long Lake, Brightland, Adams Home, Castle Rock, and a few others. Then the Del Rose, which starts off about 300K to 500, the high 500s. And one of the biggest things about Del Rose is the proximity to 290. It is right there. So I think that really helps their price point. Again, it's one of those luxury communities that has a lot of fun stuff like tennis courts and a bunch of areas for you to hang out within your community. And some of the builders featured there are Empire Homes, Ashton Woods. We also have Lennar there. KB Homes is also in the area now, and they are more of your affordable price range. I think they start off 200K to maybe even the high 300s, possibly even the low 400s, depending on the upgrades that you choose. And they obviously build their own home. They are their own developer, and the community here is called Bower Meadows for them. Then we have Windrow, which is one of the oldest communities that came here as far as new construction goes. They're actually closing out their last section, and they have been building, I believe they started back in 2016 and were extremely affordable at the time. The prices are still very affordable. You can buy a home in the 200K range, and possibly goes up now. They do have a little bit of a luxury, well, not luxury, but higher end homes, about getting up to those 400s. And they have their builder, which is Centex. Then we have Stone Creek Ranch, which has it's also very the proximity to 290. It's ideal. It's right on 290, so that's one of the selling points. And Stone Creek Ranch has been here for quite a long time, but it's still growing. They still have room for growth there. It's a nice community. They have more of the 300 and up range, probably I would say high 400s, but there could be a little bit more luxury. I just haven't seen that community in a long time. I think what they're averaging out building is in the 300s. And then we have Barrow Landing. Again, that one started a while ago and is still adding new sections. So Barrow Landing, I think it's LG homes, and that is in the 200K, like mid 200Ks to 300s, and possibly close to the 400s depending on the size of the home. Then we have the Grand Prairie, which is another more of the higher end price point. That is 300K to 600K, and they have builders David Weekley, Village Builders. I think that also have like Lennar's luxury brand there. So more of the high-end price point. I've actually gone to see most of these communities now, and they're all really beautiful. They all have different things that they can offer, and depending on your price point, I mean, Hockley is a really good place to be. Then we have, which in my mind, the oldest community of all, which is Ranch Country, and that was when I moved here back in 2004. That was the only community here at the time. So that is one that is still selling homes. You know, most of the people there fully own their homes, so they're seeing the opportunity, you know, to kind of sell as people are moving into the city. So there's a lot of homes there for sale as well, and those will range from 200Ks to 300s depending on the size of the home and if they remodeled and all of that good stuff. So if you enjoy this type of content, please follow along. Like I said, I'm going to be featuring each community, showing some of the aspects, some of like the incentives that the builders are offering. I know right now with the interest rate being a little bit high, there is so much opportunity for incentives to do negotiation to have the builder pay some of those costs that normally would be passed on to the buyer. So there's a lot of great opportunity here, and still a lot of land. So if you are interested in maybe getting a little bit further to the country and maybe not being part of a community, you want a little bit more privacy, there's still a lot of land out here so that you can build in and do take advantage of that. So there's a little something for everyone. But before I close out this video, I know it's already lengthy, I want to talk about the average home price for the Hockley area. So it was $326,000 with $489. So that was the average price that a person who moved into the community paid. And then this I thought was really impressive. So year over year, our growth here in Hockley was 211.8%, which is incredible. So we definitely have experienced so much growth here. We're building schools like crazy, and we're part of the Waller ISD community. So follow along, and I'd love to give you guys a little bit more of a feel about the area that I call home.